Hello, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Day. All right. Good morning from PST time zone, at least. How are you doing? What were you creating this week? What have you created so far? What can you not fail to complete before the week is over? What are your goals? Would love to know. Put them in the chat. For those of you who don't know, I'm Jessica Allen. I am a singer-songwriter as well as an artist crowdfunding coach, and I am so passionate about getting artists funded, equipped, confident, courageous, all of those things so that they can go out and create their goals. So, what have your goals been that you've accomplished this week so far? What do you have yet to do? I always advise 3 goals a week. 3 goals a week, 3 goals a day. Those are the best ways that I've found that I can handle it. I can't handle any more than that. So I'd love to know what have been your 3 goals this week, 3 goals today, and what can you not fail to accomplish and create by the end of the day. Some of us, we love the word create more. I don't know if anyone struggles with perfectionism or being having to accomplish. Some of us had more more driving parents than others, for the best and for the worst. Sometimes it just depends. But what could you create by the end of the day? We're creatives, and we love to create. That's why we got into music. So I'd love to know, what are your 3 goals that you get to create by the end of the week, and your 3 goals today? I want to know. So we're here to talk about crowdfunding, and one of the big reasons I'm such a fan of crowdfunding is because it is, of course, you want to have a business plan that pays you throughout the year with your art, but crowdfunding is a way that it's almost like an injection of cash. I have a coach that calls it a cash injection. There's ways that you can create cash injections in your business. And crowdfunding is one of those ways that you can do that. You can pre-sell, you can pre-promote, you can pre-do everything before the tracks are even finished, really. Really, when I crowdfunded, I only had some demos, and that's about it. And, that is something that really worked to my benefit, was not being perfectionistic about it, not trying to get everything done, not trying to get everything perfect, but really taking action in the imperfection and being willing to grow through that, being willing to grow through the messiness and not having to get it completely right. So if you're someone who struggles with that, I get it. I've been there too. But what can you do today that is going to create action, create courage, create flow into your goals for the end of the week? And that's kind of why we're here. We're here every Tuesday and Wednesday at 10 a.m. PST. Last week and the week before, we went live every day. So if you're wanting to hear the full overview of what we've been talking about, definitely look at the replays from last week. We went over a full overview on Monday of the 3 pillars that I teach. Pillar number 1 is your signature story, how you need your story as your foundation for your crowdfund, and really anything, right? You need your story for your crowdfund. You need your story for a grant. If you're going to apply for an artistic grant, you need your story to be on American Idol. You need your story to be on The Voice. You need your story to promote your EP and your album. So signature story is so key. And I went into some in-depth training last week on that. And then pillar number 2 is going to be your teams and systems. Why you need teams around you, why you need systems around you to sustain your artistic vision and career as you keep going until you have a record label, maybe, if that's your goal. You got to start establishing your teams right now, right? How do you start being equipped to do that? And then the third thing is launching your campaign. What do you do every day of the campaign? How do you reach out to people that doesn't feel slimy or icky or like weird? And how do you be authentic throughout the process of having this cash injection? I mean, how cool does that sound? Cash injection of 5K, 10K, 20K. We've had artists with my partner Andy who have created 100K. So how cool would that be? And it doesn't happen by accident, guys. There is a strategy, there is a plan, there is a purpose to everything that we do. So if you're someone who's curious about how to do that, you can definitely reach out to me and workshop some of your story, some of your different foundational pieces by putting workshop in the chat. And you can also, if you're curious about how to work with me and Andy, we're looking for 50 artists to support their crowdfund, and then in the next we launch March 1st, and then, or sorry, March 15th, and then we go 30 days from there. So if you're wanting to have a cash injection in the next 60 to 90 days, definitely put rocket in the chat so you can rocket fuel your way up to your next cash injection. Again, guys, you want this to be a part of a big business plan, so you don't want to just launch and run. This is a launch for your career. This is a launch for like the long run, right? So I want you guys to think about that. Just if you guys haven't gotten to know me, I just wanted to introduce myself again, and I have some fancy slides to share with you guys today. I'm going to be talking about can you guys see me? Where did I go? Can we hide? Maybe like, there I am. There I am. You guys can see me. I'm going to be talking about how to take the first step in your crowdfund. First of all, it's your story, number one. So go back to last week and look at that. Second of all, you've got to grow your list. You've got to grow before you even start the crowdfund, right? So I'm going to talk about that today and how to do that. There's only 2 ways to do that, which is ads and networking, and then you're going to bring them on your email list. I'm going to talk about that today. But just so you guys get to know me, my name is Jessiva Allen. I've been a music coach for the last 15 years, and crowdfunded my own original EP back in 2020 when the world was going crazy. I crowdfunded my 5K, and then I've also been a leadership transformation coach since 2020, and done multiple things through Hardcore Leadership. And then I am on a mission to equip 1,000 artists to go from stagnant, self-critical, and hiding into free, resilient, expressed, and empowered. And one of the ways I do that is by helping artists create 5K and crowdfund 5K within the next 30 days. So if that's you, again, welcome. You're in the right place. Really, my community is for artists who are mission-driven. My community is for artists who are purpose-driven. My community is for artists who want to make a difference in the world. So, whether this has been a hobby for you and you're transitioning into a career, or it's been a career for you and you want a cash injection in the next few 60 to 90 days, I got you. This is the place to be. So if that's you, you're in the right place. And again, this has been a little bit about me. One of the reasons I'm so passionate about crowdfunding is because it got me out of hiding. It got me to create courage in my life. I was writing in the closet for about 10 years, and I really just didn't know how to launch myself in a way that was business savvy. I was like, okay, if I launch my songs, am I even going to get paid for them? Am I even going to, be able to profit at all? If these are some of the questions that you've had, you're in the right place, because I was asking the same questions myself. Fast forward to 2020, I had enough of the hiding and the writing in the closet, and I decided, well, actually, it was probably more like 2018, I decided to self-fund my projects. And I kept putting money into them. I was in the studio. I was hiring a producer. If you're one of those people who tried to learn production and then just kind of was like, you know what, it's better to hire someone else, that was me. So if you're someone who, I don't know, has been a coach, or someone who has been putting things off because you didn't want to learn production, you don't have to. Crowdfunding is a great way to create the money either way. If you have production, it's a great thing to do, to have a cash injection anyway, but that was my story. And then crowdfunding in 2020 really got me out of hiding. I decided, you know what, I've had enough of trying to fund it myself, of trying to do this so hard. Let me just put everything on speed dial and just go. And I did. And that's when I created my 5K in 30 days. No fan base, no nothing. If you have a fan base, it's even better. But that was my story. That's how I did it. So here's the thing. I've been around celebrity coaches. In that lower left-hand corner is Michael Jackson, Natalie Cole, Stevie Wonder's coach. And, there's some Grammys in the background there. In the right-hand corner, that's me at NAMM. At the top left hand corner, and then that's my voice teacher Lorna. Shout out to Lorna. And I've noticed the same things with artists. We all get stuck in the same place, which is time, lack of time, lack of money, perfectionism, maybe even hiding, lone wolfing it, doing it on our own, not building teams and systems around us, not learning how to communicate what our songs are about. And so I've seen, whether you're in Hollywood or you're writing some songs in the middle of, Utah, Kansas, it's the same. We all struggle with the same things. It's what I've noticed, even being a lot around celebrity coaches. We all struggle with the same things. So I wanted to create a community, a place where people could literally just be empowered to be themselves and create amazing things. So a lot of coaches say you need to build that fan base beforehand. Although it's great, you can probably create more like 10K, 20K if you have a fan base. You don't need a fan base to get started. And that's what I'm really passionate about, is saying we have abundance all around us, and there are many resources. One of the great strengths of crowdfunding is you don't know who the person next to you knows. So they may refer your crowdfund to them and they make a 10K donation. Who knows? But you don't have to have a fan base. However, it is great. And I am going to talk about that next. I'm going to talk about how do you actually build up some momentum and a fan base to create and grow, to create some anticipation before the crowdfund launches, but to also grow your list. And, again, another thing I love about crowdfunding, you're going to grow your list anyways. Might as well use this as a focused time to do so and to promote whatever next project that you have, whether it's a single, an EP, or an album. So I'm going to share my screen here. If you're with me, say you're with me. If you're someone curious about how to even just grow that list. Oh, Devin. Hey, Devin. What's up, Devin? Artistpreneur. Good to see you guys. Glamster0. Simba. Okay. Good to see Olivia. Good to see you. Rob. Awesome. Great to see you. So we're just going to talk about how to grow your list before you even get to the crowdfund. And again, you want to do this anyways, right? Coolith. Yeah, Coolith. Glamster0. You want to do this anyways, right? That's what everybody says. Grow your list. So why not use your crowdfunding as an excuse to do so? So there's a few ways to do that. Number one, you can use ads. Number two, you can network. And you want it all to lead to email. I went into depth about this yesterday on yesterday's live, but I really think it's important, so I wanted to go over it again. So the first thing that you want to look at is ads. Again, you're either going to invest with your money or you're going to invest with your time. And if you're struggling to pay your bills, I'd suggest using time. If you have a little bit of cash flow and you have some, maybe, I don't know, $50, $100 a month extra to spend on ads is a great way to do it. But you want to have a strategy around it when you do it. So, the first type of ad you could do is, if you like this type of music ad, if you like this type of music, come follow my page, come, join me on this journey. So, an introduce yourself ad. Hey, I'm Jessie Allen. I play indie piano driven pop music, right? Come follow this page. Or you could do it like you singing and then putting that as the invite. You always want a call to action, like come with me. You can do it while you're running the crowdfund. Hey, I'm an indie artist and I'm running a crowdfund. Doing this all by myself. Record labels put in 100K to everything that artists do, and I'm doing it by myself. So come with me on this journey. So that's ads. And then the second thing, going through this super fast, if you want a more in-depth overview, I did it yesterday on yesterday's live, but interview someone with the audience that you serve. So if you are a rock artist and you know another rock artist, do a social media interview with them, do a Zoom interview, and then have them send an invite to their list to come see the interview. And what you want to have teaching topics and topics of depth, maybe depth, not death. depth. And then you want to invite them to like a live Zoom that you guys do together. So there's really creative ways that you can do this with the networking aspect. Or you can be featured on a podcast yourself and grow your list, right? Like, um, let's just say you want to get featured on someone else's podcast. You send them a message and say, hey, this is the type of content that I sing, that I do. This is the story, signature story. Always go back to your signature story. This is my story, and I'd love to share it on your podcast. So there's a lot of ways that you guys can network and do shout outs for different artists that have your same, uh, audience. So I'd love to know, guys, and I'm going to jump off. Um, what what spoke to you? Did ads speak to you? Did networking speak to you? Did both? Would you like to try both? What is the action that you're going to take today to create growth? Because whether you guys choose to work with me or you want to jump on board with the Rocket Fuel Challenge that we're launching on March 15th, this is an aspect of it that you want to get good at anyway. So if you're hearing something that works for you, put what it is in the chat. Is it ads or networking? Put it in the chat. And again, if you guys want to workshop this with me, I am doing personal workshops. I did the group workshop in February, but I'm doing personal workshops with me this month. And so if you're wanting to workshop your signature story, growing your list, launching your crowdfund, put me in the chat and I can get you booked with a private call with me. So go ahead and put, actually, I think our call to action is workshop. Put workshop in the chat if that's you. If you're someone who wants to work with me or Andy Baker, who's helped I don't know how many artists, but he's helped a bunch of artists create collectively about $1 million crowdfunded for original indie artist projects. He is been an artist manager for an artist in the UK, and he is great at just getting artists equipped on the business mindset side of things. So if you want to work with me and Andy on a kind of not much money up front, if any, kind of challenge, we're going to launch that on March 15th. Put rocket in the chat. I get sometimes we don't have the funds to upfront our coaching, and I've been in that position. I totally know where you're at. And that's why we're doing this challenge, because you have an opportunity to get our coaching but pay on the back end. And there's a way that you can create more than even anticipated, right? Because it's a crowdfund. Like literally what we're doing is helping you create money, helping you create that cash injection. So how cool would it be if coaches were like, hey, you don't have to pay me upfront, but you can pay me on the back end based on your results. Right? So everyone's incentivized to win. So this challenge is going to be huge, guys. You want to put rocket in the chat if you want a team behind you that is incentivized for you to win, so we can all get paid on the back end. So you can complete that EP that you've been putting off. You can complete the album that you don't have the promo funds for. Like, how cool is that, guys? So definitely put rocket in the chat if that's something that you want to explore with Andy Baker and I. Definitely look up Rocket Fuel and check out what we are doing. Yeah, Olivia, I see your comment. Good idea for ads. Glamster Zero says networking. Yeah, networking is such an easy way to do it. Okay, awesome. Glamster Zero, I see you. About Rocket. Now you do have to apply for the program. That's why we're getting everyone on an email list, so that everyone can have a fair chance. But we are only accepting a certain amount, as well as people with certain criteria. So definitely put rocket in the chat and I will get you the info. Actually, Clara will probably send you the info on DMs so that you can get on the waiting list and you can get the application right on March 15th when we launch. So again, put rocket in the chat if that's something that you want to be a part of. And that way we can get you on the waiting list absolutely prioritized in this process. So go ahead, put rocket in the chat, guys, and we're done for today. So, what is your greatest takeaway from today? What's making sense to you? I know Olivia said, great idea for ads. Absolutely. Absolutely. What is your greatest takeaway from today, guys? I'd love to know. Rob, are you online here? Simba, um, Glamster, Devin, I don't know if you're still here. Give me a shout out if you are. I'd love to know what is your greatest takeaway from today. And if you're someone who's curious about workshopping this with me, put workshop. And then for rocket fuel challenge, put rocket in the chat. Okay, guys, have an amazing day. I'm going to jump off and talk to you guys soon. Bye.